If you have crossed your 60th year, you already know the heavy, quiet ritual of the modern morning. You open your eyes, you look at the ceiling, and before you even throw the blankets off, you take a mental inventory of your body. You feel the deep stiffness in your knees. You feel the dull, burning ache in your lower back. You feel the tightness in your hands that makes opening a simple jar feel like a battle. The modern doctors will look at your chart, shake their heads, and tell you that this is simply what getting older looks like. They will hand you a plastic bottle of expensive magnesium pills and heavy painkillers to mask the burning in your joints. I want you to know that they are wrong. This pain is not a requirement of your age. I am 78 years old. I do not wake up with stiff joints, and I have never bought a plastic bottle of magnesium in my life. The old women of my valley knew a fundamental truth that the modern world has entirely forgotten. True healing magnesium does not come from a white pill manufactured in a laboratory. It comes from the dark earth, pulled up through the roots of specific plants. Today I'm going to share with you the 12 plants we grow and forage to melt away chronic inflammation. And more importantly, I'm going to teach you the old kitchen secrets of how to prepare them so they actually heal your body. But before we walk out into the garden together, I want to ask you for a small favor. If you are tired of being treated like a fragile patient by a system that only wants to sell you temporary relief, I invite you to press the subscribe button below. Join our circle here. We are a community of people returning to the old sovereign ways of taking care of ourselves. Your presence here helps me keep this old wisdom alive for the next generation. Thank you kindly for sitting with me today. Now, you must first understand why your body is in such pain. Modern science looks at your swollen knuckles and calls it chronic inflammation. My grandmother looked at the exact same thing and called it soil starvation. You see, your muscles and your joints require heavy amounts of natural magnesium to relax, to repair tissue, and to flush out the daily wear and tear. But the food at the modern supermarket is grown in dead, exhausted dirt that has been sprayed with harsh chemicals for decades. Those chemicals strip the magnesium right out of the earth. You are eating bright, shiny vegetables that are entirely empty inside. Your body is quite literally starving for minerals, and so your muscles stay tight, pulling constantly on your joints, creating that endless burning friction you feel when you try to walk down the stairs. We do not rely on dead soil. We rely on the 12 healers of the garden. The first two are the heavy carriers of the earth, pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. The modern world throws pumpkin seeds in the trash after carving, or they buy them roasted in terrible, rancid vegetable oils. In our valley, the pumpkin seed is the ultimate joint medicine. But you must prepare them correctly. If you eat them raw, your body cannot unlock the magnesium. We take the raw seeds, we soak them overnight in warm water with a heavy pinch of sea salt, and then we dry them slowly near the hearth. This process, which we call waking the seed, breaks down the invisible armor around the seed, allowing the rich, pure magnesium to flood directly into your bloodstream. A small handful of these awakened seeds a day acts as a natural lubricant for your knees and hips. The third and fourth healers are the dark, heavy leaves of the garden, Swiss chard and traditional spinach. Now listen to me carefully here, because this is where modern diet trends are hurting people. People are throwing raw spinach into cold smoothies, thinking they are getting healthy. But raw spinach contains a heavy compound that actually blocks your body from absorbing calcium and magnesium. My grandmother called it the bitter shield. To break that shield, you must never eat these heavy greens raw. We wilt them gently in a warm cast iron pan with a spoonful of rich grass-fed butter or tallow. The gentle heat and the healthy fat melt the shield away, allowing the deep green magnesium to soothe the nervous system and quiet the inflammation in your body. Next, we have the anchors of the pantry: black beans, navy beans, and traditional lentils. These are the 5th, 6th, and 7th plants on our list. They are incredibly dense with muscle-relaxing minerals. But again, the modern world is always in a rush. They boil them fast or buy them sitting in tin cans. If you want these beans to heal your arthritis, you must respect the time they require. We wash our beans and soak them for a full 24 hours in water with a splash of apple cider vinegar. This old method pre-digests the bean. When you finally simmer them slowly over the fire, they turn into a rich, easily absorbed broth that goes straight to work softening the stiff, inflamed tissues in your lower back. The 8th and 9th plants are the tree nuts, almonds, and walnuts. But I'm not talking about the heavily processed, salted nuts in the plastic bags at the gas station. We harvest them raw. Walnuts, specifically, look exactly like a human brain for a reason. They carry a very specific type of fat that, when combined with their high magnesium content, creates a powerful medicine for your nervous system. The 10th plant might surprise you, but it is one of the most potent medicines God put on this earth: raw, dark cacao. I am not speaking of sweet milk chocolate filled with refined sugar. I am speaking of the bitter, pure seed of the cacao fruit. A warm cup of bitter cacao, brewed with water and a little raw honey in the evening, delivers a massive dose of magnesium directly to the smooth muscle tissues of your body. It is the greatest remedy I know for the terrible leg cramps that wake older folks up in the middle of the night. Our 11th plant is the ancient seed quinoa, and the 12th is the rich green butter of the earth, the avocado. Both of these provide the steady, slow-burning fuel and the mineral ash that your body uses to rebuild the cartilage you thought was gone forever. But I must give you a very specific warning. I mentioned earlier that there is a secret to preparing one of these plants to cure the brain fog, that heavy, confusing tiredness that settles over your mind in the late afternoon. If you just eat a raw walnut, you will get some nutrients, but you will not clear the fog. The women in my family used a specific combination. We take the soaked pumpkin seeds and we crush them together with the walnuts in a wooden bowl. We add a few drops of pure, warm water to make a rough paste. By crushing them together, the specific oils of the walnut bind to the heavy magnesium of the pumpkin seed. When you eat a spoonful of this simple rustic paste in the morning, it crosses directly into the mind. It clears the static, it sharpens your memory, and it sweeps the exhaustion out of your head like a broom sweeping a dusty floor. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning. The sun is just starting to break through the window. You open your eyes, and instead of taking a mental inventory of your pain, you simply throw the covers back and stand up. You take a step, and there is no burning in your knees. You reach for your coffee cup, and your hands close around it firmly, without the familiar tight ache in your knuckles. You feel grounded, strong, and capable. This is not a miracle, and it is not a fantasy. It is simply what happens when you stop treating your body like a broken machine that needs chemical pills and start treating it like a living garden that simply needs the right soil. You have the power to take your health back into your own hands. The earth has already provided everything you need. You only need to remember how to use it. If sitting and talking with me today brought you a little bit of comfort and common sense, please press the like button below. It is the only way this old kitchen can reach other folks who are sitting at home right now, hurting and believing that they have no other options. In the comments below, tell me, what is the one joint in your body that gives you the most trouble? And where in this beautiful world are you watching from today? I sit down and read every single one of your messages. Next week, if the Lord keeps the breath in my lungs, I am going to talk about the old valley remedy for deep, unbroken sleep. We are going to make a simple tea from a common yardweed that will put you to sleep faster than any pharmacy pill, and you will wake up feeling truly rested. Until then, keep your hands in the earth, respect the old ways, and be very kind to your table.